Welcome back, everybody. In this Python tutorial, we're going to go over the panel library. This will be an introduction to panel, and we're going to go over several examples of how you can create widgets and some basic interactive dashboards. Let's go ahead and get started. For the imports, we're going to import panel along with interact, and we're going to use panel.extension. We are also going to import hvplot.pandas, Views, GeoViews, the Vega datasets, and Pi dataset. If you would like to access the documentation, you can go to this address here. To start, let's go over two examples of how you can use column and row to help you lay out your text and widgets. And we will be using column and row throughout the tutorial. So, if you use panel.column, whatever goes inside the round brackets will be laid out as a column, like this. If you use panel.row, whatever goes inside the round brackets will be laid out as a row, like this. Let's go over our first widget example, which will be the slider. A common pattern that we will use to create our widgets and dashboards is to create the widget and then create the function that will complete the task we're trying to accomplish, and then create the interaction between the widget and the function. Okay, to create the slider widget, we use panel.widgets.intSlider. Then we just go ahead and create a simple function that will use the values from the slider, and this function will simply take the value and multiply it by itself. Then here we use interact, which we imported here. And this will create the interaction between the widget and the function. So we just go ahead and pass in the function, and then for the function argument, we're going to use the slider values. So let's go ahead and run it. And as we use the slider, you can see the value here updates. And when the slider value is 6, that will just be 6 times 6, which is 36. Now in this example, we've done the same thing. However, in this case, we've just created the function and used the interact, and then for the function argument, we put in our values. So this does the same thing as this, however, the widget is created automatically. And for our third slider example, we've done the same thing as we have in the previous two examples. However, in this case, we're using the interact decorator. And for the decorator, we put the function argument inside the round brackets, which will give the slider a range of values from 1 to 10. So let's do a quick review. In this first example, we created the widget, then we created the function, and then we created the interaction between the widget and the function. In this example, we created the function, and then we use interact. And for the function argument, we put in the values, and this will create the widget automatically. And then, in this example, we use the interact decorator. And for the function argument, we put the values here. Next, let's go over a few examples of how you can create text and strings. To create static text, you can use panel.widgets static text, and that will look like this. To create a string, you can use panel.pane.string. To create scrolling text, you can use panel.panel, and then use marquee. In this example, we are going to go over how you can use a text box and a button widget together to create some new output. The first thing we did is we went ahead and created our widgets. Then here we created our function. Here we have our button widget. Then we're going to use button.onClick, and we pass in our function. And the function will take the text from the text box do some string interpolation, and return a greeting when we click the button. Then we use panel.column to lay out our widgets. So let's just go ahead and type in a name and click the button. And we get, "Hello Frank, have a great day." For the next example, we're going to go over several ways that you can use drop-down menus. We're going to use the stocks dataset from the Vega datasets. And for this first example, we're going to use interact. The first thing we did to create our drop-down is to create a widget using select. And for the drop-down options, we will use our symbols from the stocks. Here. Then we go ahead and create our function, which is going to create our line plot. And then we create the interaction between the widget and the function. And recall, for the function argument, we're going to use the values from the select dropdown. Let's go ahead and run it. Then we can click the dropdown and update our line plot. Also, notice that this chart has an interactive hover option. And if you would like to zoom in or out, you can do that as well. This example here is basically the same as this example. However, in this case, we're using the depends decorator. So we go ahead and create our widget. Then we create our function. And using the depends decorator, we put in our select dropdown widget. And this will help the function use the widget. And then here we create our layout, where we have put in our widget and our function. Let's go ahead and run it. In this example, we're going to use a callback. And this is just another way to do what we have done with the previous two examples. The first thing we did is we created our widget. Then here we create our function. Here we create our layout. And here we have our callback update function, which will update the layout object using our original function. Then, to update or replace the already rendered components when a watch parameter changes, we're going to use our select widget .param.watch, and we pass in our update callback. And this code returns the panel object to allow it to display. Let's go ahead and run it. Here we have an example of how to create a checkbox widget. We create our widget. Then we create our function using the depends decorator. And if the checkbox is checked, it's true. If it's not checked, it's false. And with that, you can build your function however you would like. And with this code, we have created our layout, passing in the checkbox widget and our function. When we check the checkbox, it says checked. And when the checkbox is unchecked, it says not checked. For the next example, we're going to go over how you can toggle a chart element on or off. We're going to use a dataset from PyDataset, which shows us a speed and then the distance needed to stop at that speed. And using that data, we're going to create a scatter plot. And what we want to do in this case is to add a line to fit the data. Here we have created our widget. Next, we create our scatter plot. Then we create our function, and the function will allow us to check the checkbox. And if the checkbox is checked, it's going to add the regression line. If it's not checked, there will be no regression line. Let's go ahead and run it. When we check the checkbox, we get the line that fits the data. This example shows us how to create a radio button group widget. So we create our widget, our function, and our interaction between the widget and the function. And for this example, we can click on the radio buttons to see different types of maps. Here we have an example of how to create tabs. Using panel.tabs, we create our tabs. Here we have created 3 functions. Then we can use tabs.extend, put in our widgets and our functions. So for the first tab, we have a text widget. For the second tab, we have a color selection widget. And for the third, fourth, and fifth tabs, we have implemented our functions. And these are just very basic functions that use the slider to multiply values. For the next example, we are going to go over how you can link widgets to plots using Jslink. We're going to use the cars dataset from the Vega datasets. We go ahead and create our widgets. Then we create our plot. And to create the links, we just use our widget.jslink. And then we pass in our plot and the corresponding glyph value. We have created links to widgets to control the size, color, and alpha of the plot points. Let's go ahead and run it. Using this widget, we control the size. And here we have the color. And using this widget, we control the alpha transparency. Okay, we have one last example. And for this example, we're going to create a basic dashboard using the cars dataset from the Vega datasets. Using this dashboard, we can create a scatter plot. And then we can use these dropdowns to change the metrics on the X and Y axis to see the different relationships. And using the checkbox, you can add or take away the regression line. Over here, we can use the different measures to create box and whisker plots. To create the dashboard, the first thing we did is we created our widgets. And then here we created our functions. And finally, we created the layout. That's all we have for this tutorial. Join us again next time.